Thanks very much, Dominica. I'm not sure how lovely we are this morning, very early on a Sunday morning, but it is a beautiful, beautiful clear blue sky here in Jerez in southwestern Spain. It's cooler than yesterday, of course. It is an early morning start, but there's hardly any wind, so that's going to help the guys this morning. Cool track temperatures, but not as cool as we had for the pre-season test. So speaking to Wayne, our Pirelli guy, he said, you know, that will make a difference.
Well, exactly. That's how you get it done, isn't it? So great job for Brian Uriarte. But it was Valentin Peroni who finished second place. It was Marco Morelli who actually got the win after the final corner chaos. Another rider that was involved in some corner chaos in the final stage was Hakim Danish. He ended up crossing the line in 8th after remounting, after colliding with Rocher Moody. But he was docked a place after that overly rash move. He ended up finishing 9th.
And as you said, Matthew Chetton, before the race, you know, he was happy that he got the time in the race and isn't running a penalty, long lap penalty or something this time.
Yeah, bless him. So there you go. He got away with that slightly, but don't do it again. Here is Veda Pratama, who got a cracking start yesterday. He heads the second row here today. Unfortunately, did crash earlier on and then crashed again, unfortunately, with just 2 laps to go. He'll be disappointed with that, but he showed a great start to life in Rookies Cup.
He did, you know, and as you say, Matt, he was very disappointed. I went to congratulate him and said, you know, you were quick, you were fast. Oh no, very unlucky, bad luck. I need to improve. I need better luck tomorrow. But he did show us a little bit of what he can do yesterday.
Tyre warmers off. 1 minute to go before the warm-up lap begins. This is how they will start. Quiles, Uriarte, Danish, row 1. Row 2 is Pratama, Morelli and Alvaro Carpe. He finished 4th yesterday. Really crashed out with Hakim Danish. He starts from 7th. Christian Daniel, another faller yesterday, but all okay from 8th. Rico Salmela finished 5th after nearly being wiped out by Uriarte in the final corner. Peroni, 2nd yesterday from 10th. Ramastorfer, he starts from 11th. Zani, Thompson, Pugliese, Famara are down towards row 5. Klong had a great ride yesterday to finish 7th from 16th on the grid. Though the Boggio looking for better fortunes today. Rocco Sessler got a top 10 in his first Rookies Cup race. Mounty, Monignane, Farkas, Pons, Poin and Emma Melford finish up row 8.
Not quite there this weekend, and I wonder if he can pick it up today. He said there was nothing wrong with the motorcycle yesterday at all, and it was a very close 4th.
It absolutely was, yeah. I do wonder if he had a crash last weekend in Misano. He was actually taken out of the race by a former rider that we're quite familiar with, and he had a little bit of pain in his hip and things like that. He had a bit of a limp on leaving the circuit, so I wonder if that's hampering him a little bit. Just 7 days on now.
Well, that's right, man. I mean, as I said, he was close, wasn't he? It was a very close 4th finish. He was running right at the front, so there's nothing much wrong. It's just that little bit of an edge, and maybe he'll pick it up today.
Well, we're coming round turn 5, one of the problem areas yesterday. Some wet patches catching out MotoGP riders and Red Bull rookie riders alike in the races. But we shouldn't have any of those such problems today, as you mentioned at the top of the show, Peter.
Through the left-handers here until that side of the tyre gets warm enough.
And of course, we do not want as many non-finishers as we had yesterday. Of course, 14 riders finished in the end. All of them got points, which is a great little thing for especially our newbies, looking at the likes of Belford, Famara, Moundsey, Poin, Monignane, Sessler up to P9. That's sort of the first goal ticked off, first points in Rookies Cup for them.
Who makes a blinder of a start, and that was, of course, yesterday the 51 of Brian Uriarte, but 14 laps is plenty of action around here. We saw so many lead changes yesterday, completely lost track of that.
It was pretty messy, wasn't it? Classic Rookies Cup racing. Here is Quiles then, lining up. Can he take, I think, his 3rd victory here at Jerez after he looked dead in the eyes at Angel Piqueras last year across the line? What awaits here in Rookies Cup, race 2.
He got rolling well yesterday, but it was, as I said before, Brian Uriarte who got the superb drive up to the first corner. And they're going up through the gears. Or, you know, they might even get up to 5th gear before the first corner off the start. away they go, and
second place, the 54 Indonesian Moodley just behind in third. He is looking for success today after being, fortunately, has crashed out, as well as Farkas. That will be 3 riders coming together.
And I wonder, yes, and so Moodley up into third place. He was very upset about yesterday about being taken out at this corner with just a lap and a bit to go. And I wonder if it is those cold left-hand side of the tyres that's causing our falls this morning.
Yeah, could well be. Hopefully all okay with the riders. We'll chat to them later on. We now have some of the penalties coming in. Leo Ramerstorff, and the number 5, has to serve 3 long lap penalties in this race. 2 for causing a crash yesterday, and then he remounted and crashed under a yellow flag at turn 2. So that's why he'll have another one.
So he's going to spend a lot of his time off track. Bit of an advantage over Hakim Danish.
Wow, that was Quiles trying to look up the inside of Alvaro Carpe, but going up the inside of Christian Daniel Jr. Christian, unfortunately, in the last 3 races, he's not finished. He was the European Talent Cup last weekend. He was wiped out of both races on the first lap, so he is more motivated than ever coming into this one.
And you're on board, I think, with Quiles there. And
is that Peter?
Moodley has a jump start, so that's a disaster for him. He's going to have a long lap penalty, I would think.
Yeah, I think, well, we'll see what the penalty is. Sometimes it's been a double long lap, but it'll be very miffed to find that out as they come across the start and finish straight. He'll receive that news there underneath the UFO on the start and finish straight. But here they come. Morelli leads from Danish, Quiles, Carpe, and it's a double long lap for Moodley.
And let's hope he sees it too, because of course they're all concentrating on the race. They're not really looking at the pit signals. And of course, if he doesn't serve it in good order, he actually gets a black flag, I think. Anyway, double long lap penalty. There's a confirmation of race direction, and he should receive a let's hope he sees a notification of that at least. Anyway, back to the race. It's Morelli, Quiles, Danish, Carpe, Moodley at the moment in 5th place ahead of Daniel.
And look at that, Christian Daniel Jr. hot on the heels of Alvaro Carpe, the 70. Well, America, you do have a potential new star here in Rookies Cup. It's been a long time coming for Christian Daniel to make it this way. He's been in Europe for many years, racing now, really coming through the system. He has well and truly arrived in Rookies Cup.
And so has arrived at the front is Max Quiles. He has arrived at the front, overtaken Morelli on the brake. Superb move from the Spaniard yesterday in 3rd place, and he's determined to take a win today.
And they're running a 1:48 last time out, so clearly Nerve's got the best version of Max Quiles that we know well and truly.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether Marco Morelli can hang on to him, because he's looking at the back of a very, very determined Max Quiles at the
Peter, and I wonder if this is a part of a new dynamic with the new tyres. We rarely see riders pull away at the start of a race. They've got to be careful of their pace, because this is all about tyre management in Rookies Cup now. But they do have quite a significant gap at 6/10 back to Carpe.
Right, and yesterday, of course, the fastest and second fastest lap of the race was set on the final lap, so that was okay, you know, time management wise yesterday, very much so. Let's just see how it unfolds today. Different track temperature.
European Talent Cups and Junior GP. Morelli was a master at that last weekend, so we'll see if he's carried that over to here as well. But Carpe, we said he's a bit off the boil this weekend potentially, but he's looking much better now. He's overtaken Danish, leading the charge back towards the front. There's Christian Daniel, got through turn 5 on the back straight, trying to chase them down.
Yes, and they know that they've really got to get on terms with Quiles and Morelli, otherwise it's going to be very difficult. There's still 11 laps to go. Oh, and superb stuff from the Argentine.
Wow, bit of speedway style in there, very nice indeed. Just backing it in with an overtaker to Danny Pedrosa corner. I hope Danny, a fellow KTM rider, got his sprint podium yesterday, watching on with a little hat tip to Morelli there.
Yeah, that's right, and you know, these guys don't want to mess each other around too much. They can use each other's slipstream to pull away, but they're not breaking away now. I really think that the 83 of Alvaro Carpe is closing down on them, and he is going to pull Hakim Danish with him.
One rider we've not mentioned so far this race, the 27 of Rico Salmela. He finished 5th yesterday after nearly being wiped out by Uriarte's stricken motorcycle into the final corner. He was nearly dead set on for victory. He will be desperate to get a solid finish, but really a podium and a win is what Rico is up for today.
And a typical reticent Finn, he said, I led on the last lap, I led in the last corner, but Yeah.
Yeah, he's a proper character, isn't he? As they all are in Scandinavia.
Right, so these two not really getting away now, not getting away from Carpe. Carpe looking superb. He's really pushing the limit, isn't he? Getting back on terms with the leading duo.
Half a second quicker than the... Got to admit, starting from 6th place on the grid isn't too bad. He finished the combined practice times on Friday as well in 2nd place to Danish. Just in the races, we've not seen the best of Carpe since, but he did do this last year. Throughout the race, he was pretty quiet until those final laps. Then he'd come through, take a podium or victory.
So this is the lead battle, side by side. You're on.
In Quiles, very, very wide. There's Brian Uriarte moving up the inside of Rico Salmela, who moves out of the way of Christian Daniel, the number 70, just falling back a little bit. They've also got Peroni in that group as well, who was 2nd yesterday.
And I put money on the fact that Uriarte's going to catch that leading quartet. He really is the man on a mission, I think, this afternoon.
Was nearly a full second quicker than Quiles was. So
extreme battle again as we go round the sweeping right-hander up through the gears. 4th gear out of the corner, up to 5th, up to 6th, over 200 kilometres an hour, 130, 145 miles an hour. The 28 it is of Max.
Yeah, just responded. Yeah, they'll be getting their pit boards, giving them all the information that they need as we see Roger Mouli complete his first long lap penalty, and he keeps it just inside the green as well.
Yeah, he did. He was on the white line there, but of course if he goes on the green he's got to do it again. So he's now behind Guido Pugliese, the 15-year-old Italian. He's back already in 10th place, and he's got
testing, riding alone quite... Well, that's looking at Veda Pratama in 11th place then. So after a storming start, he's been pushed back somewhat, hasn't he? He's ahead of the 24 of Guillaume Plon, Carter Thompson, the number 50.
And really expect great things of him. He's got the pace, but at the moment, as you say, he's just back in 11th place.
Morelli holding firm with a few bike lengths ahead of Quiles there. They've got to be careful because with the sort of new style and dynamic of racing with the new tyre manufacturer, it is possible to see breakaways a bit more now, I'd say.
Yeah, it's going to interest. I think it's going to be a few weeks, a few races before we really see how these things play out over race distance. It's going to be absolutely fascinating, as we've been, we were on Dunlop tyres right from the beginning of Rookies Cup, and it's now very different.
Peroni moves up the inside of Rico Salmela to slot into 6th place. They've got Christian Daniel Jr. just behind them then off the back, and we are, although it's a bit more spread out.
And Morelli now, he has, he's got a half a second advantage. It's not that magic second yet, and I wonder if Chies is still determined with the Venta half distance. Is he still determined to win
this leading group once again?
Right, superb style from the 95 of Marco Morelli, the Argentine, yesterday's winner.
It's very smooth, quite an old school style, isn't it, really?
Yeah. A bit of a replay of just how smooth he is on the brakes, burying the nose of the KTM there, the blue and white Argentine flag on the front fender, into the 2nd gear right-hander at the end of the start and finish straight. Beautiful stuff.
And of course, what an advert for Rookies Cup we had in the MotoGP sprint yesterday. Pedro Acosta getting his first sprint podium. It was only in 2020 that Pedro Acosta won the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup, and look where he is now. The crowd in Jerez cheering, Pedro, Pedro, Pedro. Turn after turn, lap after lap, all race long yesterday. This is what these riders can achieve. This is what's on the line when they are racing in Rookies Cup.
And this is what you can achieve if you apply online at the Rookies Cup and the Rookies Cup website, online applications for next season.
We're thinking better of it that time around.
And they all know they're going to find a little bit extra as we go to 4 laps to go. If they are going to do not let Morelli get away, there are only 4 laps remaining. And he's opening up with his advantage, half a second again.
Yeah, he was 2/10 ahead of the rest.
Half second advantage.
And what about Salmela, the 27, just off the back of this? Separate him, and Salmela ahead in 5th. So it's all about then Meraih out front still, a couple of bike links. He makes a mistake going into the final turn. You just saw there a big twitch. That's brought them back into the game. 3 laps to go.
That's the half a second gone. Half a second advantage disappeared with one slight error, and he's about to lose the lead. Is he on the brakes?
Ooh,
yes, up the inside goes the 51 of Brian Iriarte.
But Meraih fights straight back in towards turn 2. Lightning McQueen.
First to third.
Welcome to the Rookies Cup, Brian.
Yeah, that's right. So brilliant stuff. Absolutely fantastic. And Sal Mellor is there too, isn't he? You know, he's
lead then. He picks the pocket of Brian Iriarte as he takes a peek over his shoulder. That's it.
Hakim Danish, this is where it all went wrong for him yesterday. Hard on the brakes into the last left-hander. Will he make the same mistake again? No, he's got it superbly through there. Leads out onto the start and finish. Just 2 laps remaining with the Malaysian leading.
It amazes me every time they come out of the final corner and just perfectly slot into a solid line there as we're on board with Quiles looking forward ahead of Meraih. Up the inside into turn 1. Danish gets moved back into 3rd place, I think.
And off on the white stuff is Quiles. Quiles is using all the room and a little bit extra there.
Oh, they're all going off the track. They're using it all. This is absolutely on the limit of the adhesion as they're setting now 150 lap times, 2 seconds slower than they were earlier in the race. Iriarte to the inside of Quiles. Then we have Carpe still in the lead, but a twitch, a big twitch. That'll hamper his drive. 1 lap to go, Peter.
Put your money down. Who's going to win this one, man?
It's going to be Iriarte for me. He's going to make a big splash in his first Rookies Cup weekend.
No, Carpe's done it. He's going to win this one.
Oh, Quiles nearly into the back of Iriarte, but just keeps it upright.
Yes, and is it tactics or is it every man for himself? You really can't have tactics when there are 5 men battling for the lead. You've really just got to go for it and try and position yourself well for that last corner.
Look at Danish though, look at him. Through turn 2, he slotted into 2nd place. He's now eyeing up Alvaro Carpe. This is brilliant from Hakim. It is all or nothing for him, but for the pocket rocket, Rico Sal Mellor there in 5th.
He just can't do it, can he, Rico, at the moment? He's got the slipstream. Can he be late enough on the brakes? They
Look at him
across the track.
Hugging the ground.
It's sorted now. Let's see how does he has got it sorted. He's superb there. He's leading down to the...
And he will come out. Who will take the victory?
Danish up the inside, but this is where he slid off yesterday. He goes up the inside. He's got it turned. He isn't going to fall off. Hakim Danish, is it Malaysia for the win?
Stand up, Malaysia. You could have another winner in Rookies Cup. It's going to be... It's Carpe. It's Carpe. He's got it. You were right.
It's a photo finish. It's a photo finish.
6 thousandths of a second, ladies and gentlemen. Alvaro Carpe wins from Hakim Danish and Brian Iriarte in 3rd. There is Veda Pratama. Indonesia, he's got a 11th place finish there. But look at that, Carpe. What a legend.
He wants a flag. He wants a flag. And that was absolutely wonderful, wasn't it?